guys, welcome back. Konnichiwa, herzlich willkommen. So guys, update here on Fuelcell energy ticker Fcel. We trading here on the Nasdaq and we have here something like an inverted head and shoulders pattern. What does that mean? I will explain you here all the price level information to the up and the downside in this video. Everything what I say here is of course not financial advice. Yo guys, this is usually here a very bullish pattern when you see something like that. I, to be honest, don't trade too much this kind of patterns here. I focus on trend channel patterns and liquidity zones, but that is a bullish pattern here, and that could mean that we see here a breakout incoming for Fuelcell very soon. Let's enable here the drawings that we understand where the market makers are waiting and where are the potential resistance levels here for Fuelcell. So if you didn't see my previous videos, guys, I updated you already a couple of times on Fuelcell and made my initial video here on Fuelcell at the beginning of November, where I said I think we could see here a short squeeze because we have here a very strong liquidity zone where the bullish buying algos are waiting here. When I released my video here on that day, you can see 1 day later the bottom was in, and since then Fuelcell is here in a short squeeze. In total we squeezed already here 137%. So what I usually do here on my channel is I try to predict short squeezes not only for Fuelcell. I also have here a couple of let's call them very special tickers here in my pocket. I call them the hot stocks, and I release those hot stocks every Sunday, guys. When you see these kind of videos here, that means that the tickers which I present in these videos have very high squeeze potential, and I expect them to squeeze in the very few next days. So what we just had last week was these 3 squeezes here. I show you that really quick, guys. I always release those videos on Sunday, and this ticker here squeezed 3 days later 192% after my prediction, of course. Then at the same day last week, 5th of December, we had this squeeze here. Here was the video release on Sunday. Here also 3 days later, this is a 4 hours chart here, 150%. And one of my here Patreon swing trade alerts also squeezed 185%, guys. So that is very possible to predict short squeezes. I did the same for Fuelcell, and if you also want to see here my finest selection of short squeeze stocks, then you can of course join in here our trading community. The most popular membership which I have is the full package membership here on Patreon. Every day new members joining in, guys, and if you also want to join in, you can see all the member benefits here. Then you can click the info icon here in the corner to get access to the Patreon member link, and of course with the full package membership you get access to all my member content, including the hot stocks. So guys, Fuelcell, make it or break it. In my opinion, we are very close here to see a bigger short squeeze coming. This is a normal algo squeeze, what I also expected here. We have this kind of trend channel pattern which is in control. For now we can see we had here 2 breakout attempts already out of this trend channel pattern, but the make it or break it price level, and this is where the market makers, the bearish market makers, start to panic, guys, is $12.17. This pink line here in the chart is, in my opinion, not financial advice, the make it or break it price level for Fuelcell. When we can come with volume over this price level here, then something like this could happen, guys. We had it already once, we had it twice, we had it already 3 times. As soon as we break this price level of volume, we see here the next squeeze trigger, the next squeeze level here for Fuelcell. What I expect here to happen based on the technicals is that Fuelcell at least comes back to $13.84. Even if we come back like that, and even if we talk here about a price action, when we measure that one more time here in total, from the bottom here to this price level, 155%, it is still not a short squeeze, guys. It is a squeeze, yes, and of course I would call it a short squeeze, but this is not a big squeeze yet. This is a normal algo squeeze which we have here based on the technicals. We cannot forget that we had here a reverse stock split for Fuelcell just here in November, 1-to-30 stock split. That means we have now a very low float, and we cannot forget that the short interest is still 25%. Keep that in mind, guys. 25% short interest means that 25% of the float is short. So the short sellers are heavily shorting Fuelcell, and they want to bring the price down. So the higher the price goes, the higher the potential for a short squeeze. But keep in mind The bearish market makers are very powerful. We cannot forget that Fuelcell had here much higher prices in the past. When we zoom out here for a second, just to remind what happened here since the massive squeeze which started here in 2019, and then the peak was reached here in 2021. The whole market, guys, squeezed in 2020, 2021. Then we can see that since then, since the price was split adjusted now here, of course, $882, we trading here at $11, guys. The market makers are very, very powerful. Yes, they allow squeezes to happen, but they stay usually in control. Keep that in mind. And being that said, we have to go back one more time here to the price goals. That means, guys, that for now, the make it or break it price level for Fuelcell is $12.17. And when we cannot close over $12.17, there is no bigger squeeze coming. As I said, if we can close above this, at least I expect the price to come back to $13.82. If we really should pick up the volume here, then the next price target is $17.96, and everything over $17.96, guys, that could be very, very interesting. But I will update you if this should happen, if this kind of breakout should happen for Fuelcell. So the market makers leave us some hidden signals in the chart. What do I mean by that? I switch off the drawings for a second, guys, and we focus here just on the indicators, because we have one open gap here. When we switch to the 4 hours chart, then we know that here was a gap up, and that means when you have these open gaps here in a chart, that the chance that we fill those gaps is about 90%. That means if this reverse head and shoulders pattern, or whatever you want to call it, if this doesn't play out in favor for the bulls, that sooner or later the price will come back to $8.36. That's why I never recommend to FOMO in. We have this open gap. We will close this open gap at least with a 4 hours candle. This is here in the 4 hours chart. That means we need one candle in the extended trading hours here in the pre or after market to touch $8.36 to close that gap. It is not existing in the daily chart. That's why it is enough for the market makers to create this kind of sell pressure here in the pre and after market. So if we see here a rejection, guys, if we cannot break $12.17, then in my opinion the price will come back down at least to $8.36. And let's talk about the bear scenario. When the bears take over, when the bears stay in control, then we will come back down here in this trend channel pattern, and then everything, guys, back to $6 and even $5 is possible for Fuelcell. This is not to to scare you. I also don't want to create here FOMO, but this is simply what the chart is telling us. When this trend channel top line here breaks, when we lose the support here, then we will go to the top line of this trend channel, to the bottom line of this trend channel, and then we end up here somewhere in the $6 to $5 range, if not lower. But for now, these are the price goals which we have. It looks everything bullish, guys. Yeah, the market is bullish. We have many squeezes right now. As I said, I had just 3 squeezes in 1 week here from my hot stocks and swing trade alerts. So we have a very good market opportunity right now. That's why I would say this momentum should be in favor for the bulls. We can see that we maybe have here today the next attempt to break $12.17, but keep that in mind. What the algos have to do is to close the business here, the so-called golden pocket here on the Fibonacci retracement. So $13.84 would be an absolute normal move to do before we maybe tank down again. But if we break this price level here, $12.17 with volume, and can close above that, you can see we had already here a few attempts, but never could close here a candle body over $12.17. Keep that in mind. If we can do so, that could be very bullish and could lead here into a even bigger short squeeze for Fuelcell. Okay, my friends, that was the update. If you want to copy the price levels here from my chart, this is everything based on TradingView. What you see here, $12.17 is the make it or break it price level. The open gap is waiting at $8.36, and the golden pocket, which we should close, is $13.84, and the bigger resistance is here waiting at $17.96, or let's keep it simple, $18. If you want to copy that, guys, this is here TradingView, what I use the program here. This is what I use for all my videos and all my trades. And if you want to learn trading, there is no way around, guys, that you get a good chart tool. That's why I can offer you TradingView here with a $15 discount. I'm not sponsored by TradingView, but I have this discount link here available. When you click the info icon here in the corner, then you get access to the $15 discount link. And I always recommend the premium tier. This is good for beginners and advanced traders. So my friends, that was the update. I hope that was helpful. If you don't want to miss any updates on Fuelcell, then please hit the like and subscribe button right now. Thank you so much for your time and see you in the next video. Arigato gozaimasu, vielen Dank, viel Erfolg mit Fuelcell und bis zum nächsten Video. Take care. Bye bye, guys.